What's up, Chaos Nation? Big Rob here, coming to you from the Valley of the Sun. We're at a balmy 60 degrees, but we're upright. Happy to be here. Honored to bring you this video. Topic of discussion, Jon Bravo has another run-in with Mike Rashid, a.k.a. Cinque Glendy. And this time around, there's been threats made, and I think the threats are being taken seriously. Let's discuss this a little further, shall we? To understand the situation, you have to go back a few years. WFN was a scandal down in Miami, Florida, with an Iron Addicts gym that had the namesake of C.T. Fletcher. And a lot of folks at that time, fitness influencers, were exposed for working with a guy named, I believe, Richard Rodriguez. They were getting a lot of their supplementation from Mr. Rodriguez. Their protocols were leaked. Jon Bravo happened to produce this information, took a lot of heat for it, and one of those individuals was Mike Rashid, also Cali Muscle, and a few others were implicated as well. That's where the bad blood started. Where it's now is in a whole different venture. Some information was leaked out to Jon. Jon was going to make a video about it, decided not to. Mike Rashid, aka Cinque Glendy, caught wind of it through this female, and decided to reach out to Jon and let him know that he could be touched at any time. Went on to deliver even more threats. You can watch the video. I'll link it down below. And then went on, basically, like I said, to threaten him and, pushed it in a different direction. Based on, Cinque Glendy's past, I would take the threats pretty seriously. He also mentioned that there's other people that are, out there looking for Jon or wanting to do things to him. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes. The only person that I've seen thus far that has spoken about this situation is Mac Truck. Shout out to you, good sir. Illustrated it perfectly, talked about it, made mention to, his thoughts on it, and, his relationship with Mike Rashid, aka Cinque Glendy, and his relationship with Jon Bravo, and hoping that cooler heads prevail. But that leads me to the million-dollar question. Why isn't anyone else making any other videos regarding this hot subject, this hot topic, if you will? And I've come up with 4 different maybe scenarios. Because a lot of you are very smart. You're YouTubers, you're used to digging up information, and I'm very surprised that as of right now, there hasn't been any videos on it. I mean, I was looking for them. One of which is, maybe it's the business dealings that some have had with Mike Rashid, and, they just don't want to mix business with their opinion. Maybe it's professional. They want to reach out to him in a different way. Maybe they're doing it behind the scenes rather than making a video. I can respect that. There's the other question that, I posed was, maybe there's some people that are apprehensive about making a video about Mike Rashid, aka Cinque Glendy, because of his checkered past and his ability to, wreak havoc and cause harm to people. The guy is a boxer. The guy has been known to, brandish weapons in the past. He does have kind of a quasi-domestic violence charge that was out there. I'm not sure the disposition. I can't speak on it completely. I didn't delve much further. It's all public knowledge. You do your research. Third, is it because Jon Bravo's video hasn't made it out there? I mean, I know Mac Truck, alluded to that and talked about it, where he said that, Jon Bravo's video, didn't pop up right away. And I agree that stuff happens. It finds its way eventually. Or, is it fourth, where just no one really knows about Mike Rashid, aka Cinque Glendy, and no one wants to really form an opinion until they do more research. I can respect that as well. But like I said, I also know that you guys are very smart and can do research pretty quick, because I've seen the videos come out rapid fire. But I almost wonder, is it because like Wes Watson is a soft target? Everyone really knows that, he's a marshmallow, nothing's going to happen unless you meet him at the gym with 6 of his buddies. Where Mike Rashid might be a little bit different, and he'll reach out and touch someone. I don't know. I posed the questions. That's all I got. But what I will say is, as we're getting older, it's getting lamer to want to fight people at expos. I don't know why people choose expos. You got women, children, families going to these events. A lot of money trying to be made. You got the expo owners renting out these places to, from the convention. And, there's a lot of liability that goes on with it. And I think people are really going on the precipice of, they don't want to see this stuff when they're paying money to go see their favorite bodybuilder, or where they're, going to meet their favorite celebrity, whoever that might be. Nobody wants to be involved in a situation where there's gang violence or people with a checkered past showing up to do bodily harm to people. I sure as hell don't want my kids there. So, guys, you really got to think about the longevity of the industry when you mention these type of things. It's one thing to get someone's address and show up at their house. That's on you. I don't know who in their right mind would do something like that, but, if that's your choice, that's your choice. As we're getting older, and I mentioned that getting older, you really have to think about it. Do you really want these type of charges to be sticking to you later in life and giving up your freedoms? Not seeing your kids? Not being able to do the things you do? But I will say, in closing, 2024 has exposed a lot of people. We know that a lot of these folks use pseudonames to, stay in business. We know that a lot of people have lied about, who they are, what they do, how much money they're bringing in. And I'll tell you, first and foremost, as a supplement, supplier, owner, what have you, whatever you want to call it, there's not a lot of room for huge amounts of money. There are times that you do really well, and there's really a lot of times where you don't do well. And being an entrepreneur, sometimes you're coming out of pocket just to keep the company running. There's a lot of overhead. There's taxes, there's shipping, there's liability, there's athletes. There's a lot of stuff involved. And with that being said, I just don't see how that lifestyle was ever fathomable. Where you guys bought it hook, line, and sinker, right? You got Jake Johns, Cali Muscle out here showing that they're in Lamborghinis and all these expensive cars based on supplement sales, on apparel. I don't see it. There's not enough people in the fitness industry for you to make that kind of money. Maybe back in the day, Rich Piana days, there was some money being made, being turned over. But as of late, I don't see it. I really don't. But to each his own, right? I just know that if you built your business on a set of lies, don't be upset when they get exposed. If you have a checkered past, people are talking about it, you did prison, maybe you didn't do that type of prison, or maybe you're kind of like, embellishing the record a little bit more or making it more grandiose than it was. Don't be surprised that people are going to call you out on it, because it's public information. And I'm the type of person where I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. I tend to use my real name, not a pseudonym. And like I said, there's a lot of folks that even say Jake Johns probably isn't even really, that much Mexican. I don't know. I mean, I have never done the research on it. I mean, I know Jake Johns doesn't really sound like it, and maybe he's Polynesian, who knows. But I don't understand why you just can't embrace who you are. And I understand sometimes people use other names as an alias because they're movie stars or whatever it might be, or they get a name change. But if you're using a pseudonym because you don't want people to really know who you are, there was a time that you could get away with that. 2025, not so much. So you're kind of seeing some of these guys that are, relics of what they used to be, still trying to stay relevant. And as time goes on, you know, these records don't go away. Things don't get erased. Some do, some don't. But you saw it firsthand when a lot of people were talking about Big Boy, and they opened up, you know, his past and his arrest record and all that stuff, and things weren't, you know, what he was saying they were. Kind of like with Wes Watson. So when you got a guy like Jon Bravo on you, and he's digging and he's looking for certain things, he's going to find it. It's the information age, and it's out there. I just say, to the best of your knowledge and benefit, own it, come clean with it, and it goes away. When you don't embrace it, you pretend that it's not you, you try to be more than what you are, you know, you're going to show your ass eventually. So take it for what it's worth. I hope cooler heads prevail. I'm on the side of Mack Truck. I want to see people do better. You know, I think Jon Bravo has always been as ethical as he can be. I know that he doesn't wish harm on anyone unless it's going to be done unto him. I can say that because I've known him for quite some time. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. And I hope you guys watch the videos, come up with your own idea of it. And, you know, if you know Mike, maybe reach out. I know that Jon, you know, like you said, didn't make a video about it. He didn't want to go that way. He didn't trust some of the information he had gotten. And then to get the death threats or even the bodily harm threats was kind of unwarranted, but, you know, things happen. Like I said, cooler heads prevail. Let's not be doing this stuff at expos. Handle your business elsewhere. And as a matter of fact, let's not even talk about handling the business. Let's just hope everybody can just get along and prosper. It's already bad enough that the economy is really in the tank. People aren't really spending money. The supplement industry is hurting. I don't care who you are. You can see the giveaways. You can see the major companies just, you know, I don't know if they're bleeding out, but they're not doing as great as they used to. And, you know, things are just not what they were. So, wrong time. And we're all older. None of us need this extra stress. All right? So, on that note, guys, stay ride or die for yours. Thank you for your support. I mean, from your likes, from your comments to your reshares, it goes a long way here, man. I built this, you know, from the ground up, man, way back in the day, not even knowing what a hashtag was. So to come this way, to come this far, it wouldn't have been possible without you guys, so I appreciate you. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. And, man, got to get some work done out here hitting the road. And until next time, guys, I'm Big Rob. Thanks for tuning in.